Well, hello, folks. Not a very good day, not a very good day at all. It was tough. Our residential school team, took a devastating blow. It's saddest thing in the world is not about educating people, but it's when you have educated people and those people turn around and knowing that there's a justice or knowing there's a way forward that has very little to do with us or anything to do with much about just them and their ability to make a difference, to do the right thing. And folks, we had a nation that we put a lot of time and energy into. Specifically, I tagged Jonathan LaBelle. He's on a residential school genocide team. We had an ugly day. And the best way I can explain it, folks, is I guess for a police officer, when I did this ICC course for a year, they taught me about record keeping. Pen and notes. You pick up the phone, you get on a hold with somebody. You're taking notes the whole time as you're talking to those people. Taught that to the team, got everybody educated. We had presentation after presentation, how they do their phone calls. Everybody did it the same every time. We CC the right people. There's a Crown prosecutor in this world, the real one, not some Kevin Annette bullshit. It's the ICC, International Criminal Court, Karim Khan. So we CC their office every time, every correspondence, every time. The team takes notes with their phone calls. They keep a log of that. Then we publish that log as we keep going forward in our presentations, showing a timeline of events as we get going. And we did really well. We've gotten one chief to report already. That's all the major goal was before June 28th, was to get just one chief with reportable children's bodies from the genocide, just one chief to report to that institution, and more so the UNSC P5. And we took a different approach because it's First Peoples of Canada. There's the same First Peoples of Russia, same First Peoples of USA. We get into the details about the Russia-America Company when Russia used to have Alaska. I could get into the Hudson's Bay Company, the East India Trading Company. I could go through all of that, but I don't want to. I have all the maps of all those regions, of all those people, all their cultures, languages, massive years put into this. So we did works for an entire year straight. We built this team. And folks, I've always maintained, I know there's no such thing as racial difference beyond any peoples. I know there is no such difference in the human condition. And unfortunately, it's very negative, folks. It means, from my experience and all my years in politics and all of my backroom dealings and everything I've done, I've always tried to hold my morality highest as I possibly could. I'm no hero. I screw up. I get stressed. I take my stress out inappropriately. I mean, I don't mean I go beat people or I hurt people. I'll drink. I'll do things that hurt me, and people close to me have seen that. I'm not some kind of crazy reckless where I do that all the time, but once in a while, when the load gets too high, I self-destruct like anybody else, and that was always my way of blowing off steam. Going out, get drunk, blow the steam off, wake up a mess the next day. Oh boy, what happened last night? And go through it in your head. Oh boy, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's terrifically bad. But why I'm getting into this is that I've learned that 8 out of 10 people, regardless of race, regardless of culture, regardless of religious background, all of it, 8 out of 10 people are easily corrupted. They will be corrupted over power. They will be corrupted over money. Often most money, but power is a big one too. And sometimes it's just prestige or fame or going with what they perceive the winning side. And what I learned in this year and this training I did with the ICC that I completed more than a year ago, and that was with the former prosecutor, former justices. And what I learned and what they teach you is that you can do all the right things. You can have somebody and you think everything's going well. It's like the old story of a cop where you've crossed all your T's, you've dotted your I's, you think you got something nailed down, somebody's ready to testify, you do all this work, you invest your heart and soul into somebody, and they got all this information for you. Yeah, I'm ready to do this. It's kind of like the story of the woman, and sorry ladies, it's just the example I'm going to bring forward. A cop's sitting there in the station, a new investigator, woman comes in, she's got a black eye, little children who are all scraggly, scared, looking beat up, and here she sits down and she talks about her husband, how he beat her and he abused the children sexually and all these horrific things, and it gets the person just angry and they want to help, so they go far beyond, go out of their way to do much for them, extra time, extra energy, get all the way to court. They've arranged all these things, all this unpaid time out of their own time, and all of a sudden the day of court shows up, and there's the woman with her husband. They come together, arm in arm, all lovey-dovey, and now all of a sudden the woman's going, I didn't want to say any of those things. They made me say that. I don't want this. And they go back to the abuser. ICC's seen it. Many cops have seen it. It's a heartbreak that actually does ruin a lot of police officers over the long run. They'll start to become morally corrupted themselves, or all of a sudden a woman who might want to report would come in, and then they're so hard on her that she doesn't report because they treat her like, you're going to go back to him anyway. We've seen this over and over and over again. That's not us. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to lick our wounds. I have much literary work to do coming up on June 28th. I've been throwing a red flag. I've got to get it done. We got burnt real bad today. We got burnt real bad. We had One Nation that went out there publicly. There's YouTube videos of the bodies that didn't match the TCR. Oh, they want justice. They screamed. They had the media publish. We want real justice. We want real justice. Oh, they made it sound like that's exactly what they wanted. We went through it, and on the day of delivery, after all this work, and Jonathan LaBelle, folks, is outstanding in the monumental work he did in this particular area for the team, in the phone calls, in the interpersonal relations at the chief level, at these council levels, and he went out there with heart and soul and just pounded the pavement. And you know what? We thought as he thought, and I thought he had that one. I thought it was all good. Warning signs started by Friday. By Saturday, I was highly skeptical. We stuck with it. Jonathan started to get worried. Monday, all of a sudden, there's no way to communicate with anybody. Today, phone rings, nobody answering. Next thing you know, they want us to stray off the path. Oh, we don't want to be included in the email. Text us the information. Well, that's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. You don't. We have a rule, a plan we follow. We follow it to a letter. We keep the relative parties CC'd in everything. We record everything. So we wouldn't do that. So finally, we get the presentation in, the reporting process forward, and boom, it blows up in our face. All of a sudden, oh, no, we're not doing that. Get away. We're going to call the cops. We're calling the RCMP. And I just sit there. You have 3 published YouTube videos going through all of this, how corrupt the cops are, how corrupt the government is. And it was. It begs the question, why? What was the grandstanding for? I don't know. I'm not going to tell you all the nation. I'm not going to get into it. It is painful. You can hear it in my voice. I'm wiped out. I gave her my all today for this nation. And Jonathan did much more than that over many weeks. So it's a real knockout blow. And then he messaged wondering what's going on here. He got told off too. He got told. Basically like the woman who had initially reported a rape and sexual abuse of her children by a spouse or a boyfriend, was back in love and back with him, and everything's all right in the world. And that's what happened to us, and it's going to happen, folks. Everything we do, it has nothing to do with First Nations or African Americans or Chinese Canadians, or we can go on and on, East Indians. It doesn't matter, white people. I have found in all of this, in the last 20 years of my life, being in politics, it is always like that. And I've seen it. I've taken these beatings over and over and over. And, our team is new to it. And I don't want to see anybody get twisted up over it. I don't want to see people change. But this kind of shit, this residential school genocide shit, the institutionalization, folks, of decade after decade after decade. We're not talking about just, a 6-year period like World War II and Nazis from 1933 to 1944 with the Jewish Holocaust. We're talking about decade after decade, meaning great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, great-grandparents, grandparents, fathers. That's what we're talking about here, folks. Generational after generational, getting scooped up, going through that all the way through, some places up to 2017 like that, folks, in some remote locations here in Canada. But for a large portion, you can basically look at the turn of the century, late 1800s there to that 1905, all the way up, folks, all the way up to the 70s, even 80s, some of them 90s. Think about that. Think about that kind of atrocious abuse, returning people in that institution like that, them growing up on the reserve, and then people wonder why everything was the way it is for so many decades. And I think Canadians don't understand, and to understand that the abuse, that badly abused, to talk that negative about the government being so pumped up, but then to run back to it out of fear or maybe funding, I don't know, and I don't want to get critical, but that's the sickness, and that's the sickness of Canada. Trudeau's sitting there smiling his face off today. He figures, oh yeah, we cracked him hard, we got him good. Well, Trudeau, you haven't cracked me hard. You've cracked my team. You've cracked my team pretty hard. I know Jonathan's down, and you know what, Trudeau? You've won for the rest of this week. I'm putting the team on R&R, and that's okay. We'll see what comes on Tuesday. I'm still going to get my 5 reports out to the P5 and try to win at least 3 of them on the 28th and see if they're going to bring up at least Chief Sidney Lee Halcrow's report, or at least bring up the residential school genocide once more on that open debate. I'm going to try my hardest. It's not looking good. I would be a liar if I said it's looking like, at least 50-50. It's more like 20-80 against. But you know what? I've had worse odds than that. And every once in a while, we deliver. And I can't stop. That's what I tried to reiterate with the team today. We got our one, Chief. We already did what we had to do to keep this alive and to keep it going forward, at least for another year. That's been done. It's been accepted. It's going through. But, do we want more? We thought we had 3 more that were going to be on that, maybe upwards of 5. That's dwindling real fast. Out of fear, out of back to the abuser. Is it just because of the funding, loss of funding? Is it threats? It's probably a combination of everything. And we really don't know. And it's tough with UK. It's tough with France. And now, sadly, it may be tough with even USA, with Joe Biden at the helm and the rest of them. I don't know. But all I can do is put my best foot forward, work with what we have, and see if we can deliver. And that's all we can do. And that's all we can do is always do the right thing, even if you don't win the day. Even if we don't win the day, doesn't mean the report didn't go in. It doesn't mean they don't have it. I can show you South Africa where there was 2 years of no activity, and all of a sudden, boom, activity. Do you think Nelson Mandela rotting in prison? Do you think he said, well, we should just, you know what, it's not looking good. They're winning. Our people are getting it worse than ever. South Africans are foolish. I mean, what are we going to do? Oh, well, I'll just serve my time. Call her a day, worry about it some other day. When I get out, I'm going to move somewhere else. No, he stuck the course. He got it done. And I'll tell you guys, it's not always going to be big wins. It's little movements, little steps forward. That's how most of my life in politics has been. Little steps forward. And sometimes, yes, we can go many long periods of 1 step forward, 3 steps back, or 4 steps back, and you go, when is this going to end? And then sometimes you do make a comeback, or you get off a good shot and you put the enemy down for a time being, but you just don't quit. I mean, this is upsetting. Today was harsh. You know, I kind of suspected it, and I know with the team, they look at me like I'm kind of anal about things. I'm hypercritical all the time. I'm quick to criticize certain things or look for the worst. But that's just from losing so much in life and being fucked over by people. And it's not a racial thing at all. That is one beautiful thing, I guess, the positive thing, that people are bad, regardless of races. People are bad. That's how I know there is no difference with races. People are equally apt to become evil or do bad things or betray people, at least on an average of 8 out of 10 times, especially in politics, especially in accountability, like this residential school genocide. This isn't going to be the first. It's not going to be the last. And get ready for a long line of betrayals. Are we going to make the 5,100 bodies? I don't know. I've reached a grand chief. I got a chief to sponsor forward. There's a good group of them together. There's so many more to do. Of the 12 we have, we've only got one report. That's over 2,200 bodies. You know, even 1,000 off the crack would have been just awesome. But I don't know. With Roseanne Archibald and what's happened with Mary Simon to boot, and what's happening with the First Peoples here in Canada, what Justin Trudeau's doing, Jagmeet Singh sponsoring, Pierre Poilievre says nothing. I mean, I don't know. But we don't stop. We don't quit, as I told the team. If we finish way below our numbers, at least we tried. When good people stop, when good people don't do anything, that's when evil wins. And then you can for sure say, well, that's it. It's over. Sayonara. But as long as people come forward and just keep taking the step forward, keep saying no, keep doing the work, keep doing as much as they can, there's a chance that you can abate that evil, that you can win. And you know what? You don't know how many lives that's going to affect. You don't know what ripples in the pond that's going to have or what effect. I'm upset. It was a hard day. It's a hard day. And it's just one of many I've had over the years. And no, tonight I will not be going on a raging drunk. But I could sure probably use one, but I'm not going to. And I have to be diligent, and I got to get the literary work done. And I'm just going to have the team take a chill pill. They deserve it. They've done monumentous. And as I said, we achieved our goal. Just get one to report. And we have done that. We have done that. I know we all wanted more. You always strive for more. That's the best kind of human condition you can have. And folks, you know, it's we're going to see. We're going to see, and let's hope we can win more of the First People. Let's hope that out of these 133 that we're going to go through over the years to come, let's hope we get to that 5,100. It's there. The numbers are written on the wall. I am sure in my heart of hearts and in the data I've looked at, it will be at least 6,000, at least legitimate 6,000. And you know what? We just have to hope that we're going to get at least 5,100 of that eventually, and people are going to come back around and then go through this process. And we just, we have to be open, and we have to allow that to happen. And, it's a horrific thing, you guys, when you read all this horrific shit day after day. It's hard on everybody. Post June 28th, it is going to go way, way down. I've already talked to the team because it's so toxic. It's not myself or the team that's toxic. It's the work we're doing is so evil, and it's so so heinous and gross that that will destroy your health. That will ruin you. Nobody could be on this full time. I mean, there are obviously people who are on it full time. You look at the International Criminal Court, they're on this kind of shit full time. I don't have a disposition for it, and I don't think anybody of the First Peoples has a disposition for it. So it's really hard on the team, and the frustrations get high and the sickness brews. But post the 28th, we're going to be slowing that right down and getting back into regular politics where we can take and we have a whole year, and it's just little by little every month, just small portions a month, not the daily bombardment like we went through. And it's hell. It's hell, folks. And I can't imagine the First Peoples on our team. Can't imagine. I can't. It's affecting me. It's toxic on me. And I never went through any of this shit. They all did. They all have a story. And it does. It destroys you. And it's really hard on them. And I know that. And I don't want to see those people going through this every day and then getting kicked around too. Today was a kick around day, and I can take the beatings. I mean, nobody should take beatings in life, but I can take the beatings pretty good. But everybody has their load limit, and I don't want to see the team members take any more for now. And I think I'm going to leave the rest of the month as is, and I'm going to get my literary works done. And post the 28th, like I've always said, we're going to scale it right down and focus on other stuff, because this stuff eats the life force from you. It's just that evil, that disgusting. People, you don't want to read this stuff. It's just brutal. That's my video, and unfortunately, it's not a great video. It's one for Justin Trudeau. He landed a good knockout blow. He's having a good laugh there today. He's having a ha ha ha, hurrah, rah, rah. But you know what, folks? I'm not dumb. We're trained with that ICC. They go through this kind of stuff. They've seen it all, man. They touch on it. Police are trained like that too. I'm not a cop. I'm just saying police investigators are trained for this stuff, and they learn, like I said in my example, they learn that you got to get tough, and you got to just, not always easier said than done, that's for sure. That's my video, everybody. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to get the 5 works done for the UNSC. We're going to win that P3. Got to have faith. Got to die trying, right? We're going to try and win it and try to get it published as was done a year ago from the 28th. And we're going to try to meet the UNSC and try to win 3 out of the 5. And I'm hoping it's USA. I'm pretty sure if anyone we can win, it's going to be USA. I got to stick to the facts. I got to stick to the J Treaty. I think that's how we win this. And I just hope there's enough soul in the Democrats to see the validity of what I'm talking about. That's all we can do. That's all we can do to try. Love you all. And I see you there, Jonathan. I know it makes you stronger, buddy. Just please, my friend, take this week. Take this week. I have a lot of literary work. We're going to do our report, me and you, what we went through today. But other than that, my friend, I want you to take it easy. All of the teams got to take it easy. I'm going to finish this literary work. It's going to be made published for everybody, everybody loyal to our party. Everybody's going to get to see it. And post the 28th, we're going to see some things I can't do. I made a promise to a Grand Chief. They want to organize all their nations involved in this, and they have a lot of work to do. It's not easy. I promised them I wouldn't say anything until I know they have all that together, and they deserve that. It's their situation, their report, their people, and of course I want to see that go through. I've published what I can. There is a report from Sidney Lee Halcrow. I do have that report, the official report. But you know what? I'm not sharing that either, not out publicly, not to everybody. I've read it. Is it brutal? Sure. So is our team. They've all read it, but it won't go out. We always keep our word. And the Grand Chief, I said to the whole Chief and Council, I wouldn't say a word publicly about anything until they're ready and they want to go public with that. And I always hold my word and I hold true to my word. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to try and contact another Grand Chief tomorrow and see what they have to say about what I went through today with Jonathan and our team, and see what they have to say. Love you all. Thanks for listening. That's basically what the video was. And, for you, Justin Trudeau, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Love you all. Bye now.